What's up, all you sparks out there in the Matrix? This is Chris. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. So today's video, it's going to be a quick one, is about channeling, right? Channeling, it's become very mainstream. Ironically enough, it used to be very woo-woo, channeling. But I think the flip side of that just needs, I think, a little bit of a reminder is that is channeling a real thing? I do believe it is. I think we all channel all the time. Every idea, every thought, pretty much everything that comes to us can be considered channeling. And I think that's where this little bit of a warning is kind of what this video is about. To just be very, very careful and mindful of what information you're taking in, of who you're listening to, because there's a lot of deception going on out there, right? And a lot of times we fall into a little bit of a trap because we like somebody, let's say, we follow somebody. I'm not going to get into names, but once we kind of like that person, we kind of use them for our information, and anything that they say, we kind of just believe hook, line, and sinker. So that's kind of what I'm warning against, is that anything that you take in, make sure that you really give it consideration. Um, to not just buy it hook, line, and sinker because it's coming from such and such a person. Because even with the best of intentions, not everybody has everything right or correct. And, what's right for one person necessarily isn't right for another person. So I just recommend to get into the habit that no matter what anybody's talking about, even if it's a subject that you're very familiar with yourself, always try to listen with your own barometer of truth, because you're your best source of information, believe it or not. It's kind of instinctive for us to always look outside of ourselves, but that's kind of what I want this video to really drive home to, is that to not do that. Okay, it's nice to have conversations, it's nice to listen to what people are saying and hear their opinions on things, but let it stop there. Be your own self-empowered source of truth, and then it becomes easier and easier to spot those little things that just don't sound right to you or a little bit off. And after the conversation or podcast or whatever you listen to, you'll be able to kind of decide yourself. It's like, well, 75% of that I agreed with, but 25%, kind of just didn't sit right with me, and that's fine. That's really the way it should be. So that's kind of what I wanted this video to be about. Like I said, use your own discernment with everything. And then when it comes to channeling, because again, like I said, we all channel to one degree or another. Um, when you call out to something, for something, be careful where you're looking for your information to. Like even when you pray, trust your higher self. Number one, trust your higher self, how you feel about something, because nobody but your higher self knows you better than you. You know what I mean? Even if you call out to an angel, you know, that angel is a being. It knows what it knows. It might have good intentions. And you know what? Not all beings out there, even angels, are necessarily good or have your best interest at heart. So why outsource how you think or feel about something, especially asking for help? Because there's usually strings attached. So your higher self, there's no strings. Jesus, there's no strings. God, the goddess mother, source creator, however you want to call it, ask them for help. Ask that higher aspect of God, of creation, of source, again, however you want to call it, and your higher self. You see, there's no strings with your higher self. And so that's what I recommend that people do. Stop channeling, stop following people, I hate to say it, that channel, because they might not even be aware that they're not channeling who they think they're channeling, you know? Like even tarot card readings. I believe in them. I believe if the person is, has the best of intentions, but could there be something behind the scenes trying to steer that information? Because again, to go back to these archons or these false light entities, they're always trying to, what does the dark do? It tries to deceive you. And the best way to deceive somebody is to give them about 80 or 90% of the truth, because, you're feeling it and everything. And, but then when you leave your guard down just a little bit and they throw something in there that's not the truth, a lot of times that's how we get misled. And that's how we start to believe in things that really aren't true, because they come packaged in, something that was 80 or 90% true, if that makes sense. So that's kind of why I'm just trying to like warn people a little bit, because channeling has become so popular that, all of a sudden we like somebody, then we start to just listen to what they think about things and then adopt those beliefs or those answers as our own, which is a big mistake. um, and again, even with the best of intentions, they could be getting something wrong, or they could be getting something that's a little bit twisted the wrong way. So, again, self empower yourself, trust your higher self. And of course, always when you're doing any kind of praying or asking for anything, make sure that you put up a white light around you. Put yourself in a bubble of white light where you're saying to yourself, I only am communicating or asking this to the highest level of God, of source, to directly to go to my higher self, because it's a thing. That's not an accident. It's the times that we're at our lowest, or we're not doing these things, that something of a lower vibration can come in and kind of trick us and fool us. So, I mean, as simple as it is, that's really all I wanted to say. Trust your higher self, put yourself in a bubble, listen to anything that you want to, but ultimately really sit and decide yourself the conclusions that you come to. Okay. And remember, not everybody knows everything out there. So, listen to the podcasts, follow the people that you like, but always listen with a discerning ear, and ultimately decide yourself, especially on the bigger topics, how you feel about something. And then always, like I said, ask Jesus, ask God, ask the Goddess Mother, ask your higher self, and then trust what you get then. You don't need to go anywhere else. All right? All right, Sparks. So until next time, be safe out there, treat everybody kindly, and we'll get through this together, right? All right, we'll see you next time.